What's up, Home Slice? Lucas here. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 greatest physical achievements so far. My intent with this video isn't to brag about the movements that I've achieved over the past years, but rather to provide you with the information on what it took to achieve these certain moves, thus hopefully giving you motivation to help you achieve your goals. Without further ado, here's my top 5. But you gotta focus. Number 1, going back, way back into time, back when air flares. Learning to do air flares. For those of you who don't know what air flares are, essentially I think they're even classified now as a level 4 gymnastics movement, but more accurately they are actually a b-boy power move, essentially where you jump from one hand around backwards, catching with the other hand, and then continuing this momentum around and around, as you can see in the video. So I started training to learn this movement when I was 19 years old, literally falling on my face, catching myself with my hands hundreds of times before I ever got my first air flare catch where I would actually be able to bring my legs through and almost throw up into a second one. I literally practiced about 5 days a week for as long as I could each practice session, trying to throw myself over to my other arm every single day, motivated, excited to train because I knew I would eventually achieve this move. I knew in my mind, as crappy as I looked in some of these beginning attempts, I believed myself that I had already achieved this move. It was just a matter of practice before I would get it. And it was that kind of drive and motivation that I truly believe forced my body to learn what my heart knew. A whole year of hardcore training, determination, not giving up is literally what caused me to achieve this move. A year, that is such a long time, especially in today's day and age where everybody wants things to be done, in a minute. Now, I did make a 5-minute tutorial on this because, there's some hacks and tricks you can use to make this journey a lot less strenuous. Wish I would have knew that earlier, but hey, learning these complex movements takes a different amount of time for every individual. The main thing that's important is staying strong, believing in yourself, and having no quit. Oh, and focusing. Now, there are a bunch of other quote-unquote break dance movements that I learned that were quite tasking and took a lot of time, effort, dedication. The head spin, flares, halos, but none took as long, had as many setbacks, or were as physically demanding as air flares, which is why I have to include that in my top 5. But now let's move on to a flip. Or is it a kick? Or a twist? The cork. Oh, yeah, I know, that's right. Your little brother learned to cork in one day, in a second, yesterday. I know, whatever, okay? Like I said, I'm not sharing this top 5 list with you guys in order to brag about how cool I am or how great achievements. I'm sharing this with you to show you the struggle in which I went through to achieve these moves, the journey. So for me, the cork was actually a difficult one. I do know that some of you guys out there probably achieved this move, hopefully, safely, in a short amount of time with minimal frustration. But for me, at the time, just like I learned the air flare, I literally went off of examples that I watched on the internet. Just examples, mainly any example I could find in slow motion really helped me out with the air flare and now the cork. So I started practicing how to do a corkscrew when I was 21 years old. In my spare time, rather than hanging out with friends, I literally would just practice these moves. And at 21, I was onto something new and cool that I thought I wanted to achieve, and that was the corkscrew. So I literally spent every waking moment thinking of this stupid move that took me so long that should have only took like a little bit. I digress. What I'm trying to say is that if I probably would have spent more time working on technique, then I may have gotten this move sooner, but I took the brute force approach like I do with most things. Practice, 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 fall on your face, fall on your face, fall on your face, until you're not falling on your face anymore. It took me approximately 7 months. But with that being said, this is an accomplishment video, it's not a fail video yet. I'm thinking about making maybe like my top 10 physical failures over the last couple of years, because with every accomplishment usually comes multiple failures. Let me know in the comments. Back to the accomplishment, the cork. What I'm trying to say is, even though maybe it took me way longer than it should have to achieve this move, I learned a lot about body positioning in the air, and subconsciously I think it also allowed me to be a better faller when it comes to bailing out of things unintentionally and being able to catch and recover and be more resilient as a whole body. So you might call it a fail taking so long to learn this move, but I think just falling so long taught me to be a good faller, which made me more hard at the end of the day. Alright, that was only 2 G's. I talked for a long time. Alright, moving on to number 3. Let's move to the trampoline. You might be able to guess the double back flip, or double back tuck, Mr. Technical. So literally throughout all my tricking, call it career, call it journey, whatever you want, nothing has been more scary than rotating another backflip after doing a backflip. Trying to train myself to break through that mental struggle of stopping myself after one backflip or after 1.5 backflips on the trampoline where I would, bounce to the back and then up, was one of the hardest mental connected with the physical things I've ever had to do regarding tricks, flips, any form of movement. But we got it done. And yes, we resorted to some interesting, maybe creative, maybe crazy measures, but we got it done and we were able to land it multiple times on the trampoline. Yes! If you guys want to see the journey of me landing this for the first time, you can check out that video. I'll leave a link up above or in the description. I literally had to make this like moon suit looking thing that felt like it was holding my spine together as I would kind of crash on my head every once in a while, just so I could break through that second flip mental block. And then after I landed it once with the suit on that I just hacked up in the garage, I took the suit off and sent it naked, well, with shorts on. I sent it with shorts on and got close to landing it and then eventually landed it on 2 feet. Highly recommend putting a net on the trampoline if you're going to do this, unlike I did in this video. But yeah, there's also huge fails associated with this that I could share if you guys want me to make that top 10 fails video to know that it's not all roses and rainbows all the time. Let me know in the comments. Number 4, Bodyweight Beast 2.0. So first of all, I want to say shout out to anyone who's a personal trainer, a fitness class instructor, or heck, to anyone who has a physical and mentally straining job. Because on top of actually running through the program myself, which was extremely physically tasking but yielded great results, comes the production of the program itself, the corresponding videos, etc., etc. And you guys might be thinking right now, oh my gosh, he's just advertising his program. Of course I am. Of course I am. But the reason it is number 4 on my top 5 physical achievements list is because it was a long physically tasking process that also had a lot of mental struggle, constant revision, constant fixing, multiple takes, multiple reviews. So much more physically goes into making a quality product than I ever realized until I embarked on this journey with the first Bodyweight Beast, then completely revising and changing and making it 10 times better with Bodyweight Beast 2.0. What I am trying to say is if you are someone who is getting into a business or trying to create a product or something that you truly believe in, then don't give up on that. Work hard, put your efforts towards that goal, and keep working diligently until it is done. You will be so glad you did. There were many times throughout the creation of Bodyweight Beast and Bodyweight Beast 2.0, the new and improved version, that I literally just wanted to quit and sit back on something maybe just easier. So much to do, I felt so clouded at so many times, but it all came together in the end with hard, consistent work that even if it didn't sell, felt so fulfilling. But I want to say thousands of you out there already have experienced this program, and I'm getting a ton of great feedback on that. Thank you so much for your positive feedback. If you guys are interested in this program, hard copies and or digital downloads available on onlykindsfitness.com. Thank you so much. And finally, back to the tricks. The gainer switch. Oh man, some of you guys and girls out there probably got this move down in way less time than me, but it took me several years. Whoa! What? Several years of attempting and dreaming on being able to do these multiple flips in a row off of one foot. By not quitting, I finally achieved it at the age of 28 years old. With that being said, this movement can be learned so much faster. But if you're someone who's struggling with any movement, anything, just remember, consistency and not giving up will either lead you to eventually achieving that goal or die trying. But at the end of the day, as glamorous and glorious as it is to achieve the goal you've worked so hard for, it is the journey that was really the great part. Here at 31 years old, while I'm making this video, I am not done. I am still on a journey to achieve more movements, more that hopefully I can share with you, teach you, make it easier to learn. And I hope you found this video inspiring and motivating and didn't think of it as me just bragging for 10 minutes about how I achieved so much, because I do know a lot of these moves that I have struggled with in this top 5 list. A lot of people out there, a lot of you guys have achieved them in way less time, a lot easier. But if you are struggling with any movement in particular, the key is don't get discouraged, believe in yourself, don't give up, because you are on a journey to achieve that move, but you gotta focus. With that being said, for every win, there are multiple fails. If you guys want to see me make a video of maybe my top 10 failures throughout my learning process over the last 30 years, let me know in the comments. I've got plenty of fails and things I wish I knew earlier. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. More videos coming out. I hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.